Hey guys, welcome back to Beat Sweets Farm. Today I'm going to show you how I make my original strawberry jam. These are not the strawberries I'm going to use. I have to make cake later with those. But I did pre-prep this whole bag of strawberries and I put them in the freezer so that they wouldn't go bad before I got a chance to do this video. So what I'm going to do is just weigh these in grams, and then that's how I calculate how much sugar and lemon juice I will need. Actually, let's do it in ounces because this is pretty heavy. Alright, so that's 105 ounces of frozen strawberries. It doesn't matter if they're fresh, frozen, just picked, or whatever. You can put them in the pan just how they are now, frozen, or you can defrost them. Usually using fresh strawberries is the quickest way to make jam because they don't have to melt after being frozen. So I'm gonna get these strawberries inside this really big pan. You want to use a bigger pan than what you expect or what you think you need, because for some reason strawberry jam really likes to bubble up and rise, and it gets a lot of that foamy stuff and liquid coming out of it. So you want to have a big enough pan so that you don't have overspill, which I've dealt with a lot. So I'm going to get these strawberries in there, and then we will calculate the sugar and the lemon juice. Alright, so like I've mentioned in my other jam videos, what I do is take the weight of the strawberries, whether you do it in grams or ounces, whatever you weigh it in. Any fruit this works for. So I had 105 ounces of strawberries, so I times that. I'm going to do a 40% ratio this time. So I times it by 0.40, and that gives me a total of 42. So I'm going to use 42 ounces of sugar for this 105 ounces of strawberries. You can do anywhere from 30 to 50% sugar ratio, but I'm just going to do 40% for this time. And you always want to taste it to make sure it's not too tart or maybe not overly sweet. So I guess it's better to start lower, start from 30% up to 50%, but that's around the range you want to stay, just for the safety of the jam, the safety of it being canned and stuff. So I'm going to measure out 42 ounces of sugar. Alright, that's good enough. So I will pour that in here and turn on the heat to medium. Now I'm going to have to do some math to figure out the lemon juice, because usually it's 2 teaspoons of lemon juice for every 500 grams of fruit, but since I did it in ounces, I'm going to have to look up a conversion online, and then I'll be right back with you. Alright, so I typed that into Google and it gave me a number that was a little bit below 3,000, but I'm just going to round up to 3,000. It's always safer to have more lemon juice than what you need in a jam. So 3,000 divided by the 500, that would be 6 times. So it's 2 teaspoons for every 500 grams. So this is going to be times by 2, so it will be at least 12 teaspoons of lemon juice. And I'm going to measure out my 12 teaspoons, and then always add a little dash extra just in case, so you know you have plenty of citrus or like acidity to the jam. So I'm going to do that right now. Alright, so I added my 12 teaspoons, and I'm just going to add a little extra. And then what I also like to do for my strawberry jam is I add a little bit of salt. And then towards the end of cooking, I'm going to add a little bit of vanilla. And I think that just gives it a unique flavor than just plain old strawberry jam with just sugar and lemon juice. So that's my little secret to my original Beat Sweets Farm strawberry jam. So I'm just going to cook this until it starts melting. Like I said, if you use fresh strawberries, this process will be skipped. It'll just start cooking immediately. And I use a potato masher to start mashing it up once it's all soft, to break up the little pieces, but you can also make it even quicker by pre-chopping your strawberries. So we're gonna wait until this cooks down. I will show you at the point where I start mashing it up with the potato masher, and then I'll show you how to tell when the jam is set. I do not use any pectin or any other additional thickeners for my jam. I just like to slowly cook it until it is the correct gel, the correct texture for jam. So that's another thing that sets my jams apart from other people's, because other people use pectin and they add water, and it just makes the final product more filled with stuff that you don't need. I like jams that are just the fruit, the sugar, lemon juice, and whatever other spices and flavors you want to add. So we will see you when this starts cooking down and it's time to mash it up. Alright guys, I had to put this on low because as you can see how far it rose up, it was almost to the edge. Like I mentioned before, strawberry jam really likes to bubble up and rise. So I put it on low for now, but this is the stage that I usually mash it with the potato masher. As you can see, all the strawberries are already kind of a mush, but the handy dandy potato masher just helps break everything up a little bit and still leaving like some chunks in there. You don't want it to be perfectly smooth. You want to see pieces of the fruit in there. So I just mash it up. It just helps break everything down. And I'm going to just continue to cook this. It needs to reduce a whole lot more. It still has a lot of liquidy juice in there. So we just want to keep reducing it until it becomes a perfect jam consistency. And I'm going to be testing it. You test jam by just putting some on a spoon, and then you put it in the freezer or the refrigerator. I prefer the refrigerator. And then you kind of just run your finger through it and see if it has a lot of liquidy fluid, or if it just kind of thickens up like a jam with not too much like juiciness is the best way I could describe it. So this is one of the longer jams to make because it takes a while to reduce and thicken, but I'm going to keep it on a low heat like this so that it doesn't burn and that it doesn't rise up again. Nope, got foggy. So I'm just going to keep checking on it throughout the day. What time is it now? It's about 12:30 right now. I'm not really sure how long it takes, but just for the record, it's 12:30 now, and we'll see how long it took after I think it is ready, and then we'll compare times. Alright, it's about to be 2 o'clock, and this is still cooking down. I've had it on really super low though, because I've been doing some other stuff, getting some laundry done, some videos edited. So this could definitely, it doesn't have to take this long if you cook it on a higher speed and you have time to sit here and stir it so it doesn't get stuck on the bottom. But I did test some out. I'm gonna see if it's ready.
Can I taste?
Yeah, hold on.
No.
So this is just like the juice from it, and I'm just checking it to see if it has the gel texture, which it does. Still a little bit soft though. So you see it's like a thick syrup. It's not super liquidy. You try it?
Yeah. Yummy.
So to speed things up a little bit, I'm gonna just put it a little bit higher. That way some more of the liquid can evaporate from it. But it's looking really thick, so it's almost ready. I'm gonna test it one more time before it's time to can it. Alright, this is pretty much done, and I'm gonna show you the finished product on the spoon again. As you can see, it's very slow moving and thick. There's not that much of that liquidy extra stuff anymore. It's just thick jam now. So this is the point where I'm going to add the vanilla extract. This is Madagascar vanilla extract that I made myself using Madagascar vanilla beans and some vodka. So I'm going to pour some of that in there. and stir that in. But this jam is done cooking. Now what I'm going to do is put it in my clean jars using this little funnel and this. I will process these for 20 minutes in my water bath canner, and after I take them out, you will hear the little pings of the jars, which is the seal on the lid sealing completely. If your jars are all the way cool after boiling them for 20 minutes and you take them out, like the next day for example, if they're all the way cool and you can still do this at the top of your jar, that means it did not seal correctly. It should be punched in like this and not be able to budge at all. And you could pick up the jar by this and it shouldn't open up. So I'm not going to show all that part because I've done a few videos in the past already. If you want to go back and look at those, where I actually show the little pings of when this sucks in, and I show just like the finished product after boiling it. But I'm going to end this video right here. I already have my little labels made, original strawberry jam. So what I do is I cut that in a circle, I place it right here, I put the label right there, screw this on, and that is your finished product ready to sell. And I will add those to my farm shop, and that way my customers can read all the ingredients that's in the jam and they'll know when I made it and when it expires. If you don't open these at all, they last 12 months from the month that you made it, in a cool spot like inside of a pantry, not away from any light and away from heat. They'll last 12 months. Once you open them, I found they last about 2 months in the refrigerator. You can also open it, use some, and then freeze it. They freeze really good and you can make it last even longer. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me turn this off before it starts burning, on how to make a simple strawberry jam using no pectin. It's really just about time. It's $2.19, but like I said, I cooked this on such a low temperature that it could have definitely went faster. And I cooked it from frozen berries, so that extends the time as well. And this will be a nice thick jam for whatever you want to use it on. And this is how much that amount of strawberries made. It made 2 of these 16-ounce pint jars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 8-ounce jars. Then I ran out of canning jars, so I just put the rest in this little tub. And we'll probably just use this for ourselves. And I'll stick that in the refrigerator. So make sure you guys subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any future recipes or farm videos. And comment below if you want me to share any other recipes. I'm always down for sharing jam recipes, pickle recipes, anything baked. I love doing all that kind of stuff. So just let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next video.